Radha Vasudeo Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Uttama Shloka Vataya. Krishna. So all the devotees here at Sanskriti Township and any other devotees that are online that on this very important topic of using our time properly, I do justice to the time that you are all giving to the class. And today is a very auspicious day of Ekadashi, Shayana Ekadashi, also called in common parlance as Ashadi Ekadashi. Today is the day where the Lord rests to sleep, goes to sleep for 4 months. So around this time the Chaturmas begins, and but this particular verse is about waking up. That by being conscious that we don't have much time in this human body, and the time that we have is slowly being taken away. Time is so subtle. Kalena sarvatra gavira brahmasa. The Bhagavatam explains that the time factor is so subtle that we don't realize the effect of time unless we see at a larger portion of time. Like a small child, when parents are seeing that child grow up, they don't realize how much he or she is growing. But if some other friend or devotee sees them after 3 months or 1 year, they say, you have grown so much. But although the parents with the child, they don't realize. So the time factor is slowly. One story is told that once a sage, once a king, he was offered a bowl of milk. And he said, do you see how much milk is there? Yes, I see it's bowl full. And he was told, you go somewhere and you come back. I will ask you again this question. And after some time, when the king came back, he asked him again that, is it the same quantity of milk? So it seems to be the same quantity of milk. No, it's not the same quantity. I took 2 spoons of the milk away. But he didn't realize because it was only a very short, very small little amount. And the time factor, that's how it goes away in seconds, in minutes, slowly. And that's one of the qualities of a devotee is that he is very conscious of the time, and therefore one of the symptoms of bhava bhakti is avyartha kalatva. He is not wasting time. And also Prabhupada mentions that in the 4 regulative principles, the no gambling, that also involves not wasting time. Gambling means you are just not conscious of what is the value of that particular entity, thing. You just wasting it away. So even Prabhupada says, watching sports and all this, wherever people waste time, they are gambling with their limited time that they have. When I do usually in Radha Gopinath in their Arati, the 2 factors that are important in deity worship is punctuality and cleanliness. So punctual means it has to start on time and end on time. And here we have 3 pujaris, but there we have almost same number of deities and only one pujari. And if you have to do Mangalarati or Rajbhogarati, almost how many? 4, 5, 7 main deities, installed deities, and Guru Parampara, Narasimha Panchatattva, Tulsi Maharaj. So sometimes what has happened is that I am more conscious of the timepiece than the deity. And it happened few times that very unconsciously I have also taken the agarbatti to the time, doing to that, because I am more conscious of Krishna than time, of time than Krishna. Of course, that is sadhana bhakti where all these things help us to focus on Krishna. But at times, it may happen that we are just conscious of time, like in chanting. We all are told to track that how long is your japa happening. I keep a track. How do I know I am sleeping? Devotees usually don't tell. If my timer says 15 minutes and only one round has completed, then I know that I am sleeping. So it's good that we are conscious of the time to come to a zone where we enter into the timeless zone. And any of the happiness, which Prabhupada is mentioning here, that the living entity, we are all looking for happiness. And happiness and time, they are very much related. In times of happiness, we actually forget time. That how do you know it was a very good class where you don't realize that time has gone? How do you know when it's a bad class? When everyone is looking at the time. When devotees are meeting with each other. The moment that devotee looks at his watch, we know that the conversation is not going well, or maybe I've taken too much time with this devotee, I need to end. So, it is timelessness that the living entity is seeking. Because eternally there is no element of time. In the spiritual world, there is no element of time in the. For the soul, it's artificial to be conscious of time. But here in this material world, we have to become conscious of time because time is devotees like Swayam Bhagavan Keshav. That space where you're not chanting because there is a certain limit you are trying to finish, but to focus on Krishna, to enter into that timeless space. And even when we are doing anything, we will be able to absorb only when we are not really conscious of the time. Say if some devotee wants to talk to you, and the first thing that he says is, how much time you want from me? Or if he says, only 10 minutes. Then that relationship doesn't seem to be that strong, or the devotee won't even say if the wife asks the husband, I want time, and she says, I only have 5 minutes, tell me what it is. The wife won't even tell. Once one of us, there was a junior manager who was going through something, and he went to the senior, the word for you. No time limits. And then he started to open up. So this element of time is very much important in the world. What is one day for the devatas? What is one day of is how much? For the day 1000. They all live for one mantra. All the devatas, they live for one mantra. So one day divided by 14. How much that come to? 45 minutes? No. It was like 1.5 hours of their time. And long back in Back to Golden magazine, like say when I was studying as a student, I read this article about time by His Grace Ravindra Suru Prabhu, and that really gave a very brilliant perspective that in this world, as the lower you go in the realm of consciousness, the more time factor expands. More time you need to give. And the higher the consciousness goes, the lesser is the time in terms of our calculation. For them, it is the same. And if you see that it all goes to a place, just like big line, this is a smaller line, then it's even a smaller line. And in Brahmaloka, we know that 1 second is like 1 year in this world. So it all goes to like a triangle where we reach in the material sphere where there is zero, where it is called as nirvana, where there is no time element, and even little beyond that, the time element starts. But we also know that in the spiritual world, it is not just Brahman or Nirvana, but it is spiritual pastimes are happening continuously. So therefore, Ravindra Prabhu, that he extrapolates the triangle, that it's not actually a triangle, it's a timepiece. It's like the W. The pyramid, the lines expand, and then starts the spiritual time. And in the spiritual time, then again, the more you go higher up, the more it is expanded. And Prabhupada was sometimes asked, how long did we came away from the spiritual world? There are times where Prabhupada said, Anadi Karma Phale, that since lifetimes we have been here. Or we also told that the living entities in this world are called as Nitya Baddha, eternally conditioned. And then there are Nitya Siddha. So if you are eternally conditioned, eternally means past and also future. So the way material world is designed is that we will be eternally conditioned, we will be eternally born unless we are helped by a great soul. Like here in Parikshit Maharaj is being awakened by Shukadeva Goswami, although he was already enlightened. He is disrupting all the common sense that people think that this is the way we need to live life, and he starts to say what is the need of begging, eating, making lavish arrangements, and brilliant discussion here in this section. But spiritually, the time factor is there in the spiritual realm, but it is not like material time factor. Material time factor is negative, it drains us, as it is said. But spiritual time factor, it is firstly under the control of Krishna. It is not under the control of, it is not the supreme controller in this world. And another is that the Nitya Baddhas who are here, without the help of a Bhakta, they will not be able to come out of this entanglement. But once they get out of this world, Prabhupada said that when we wake up to our in the original position, it will be just like a moment's notice there. A moment there is like eternity here because of that structure. Anything material, spiritual, whatever it is all 0 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. That is eternity in the material realm. So therefore, in one sense, we have been far away from Krishna eternally in the material way. But in the spiritual sense, no matter how long you spend in this world, the amount of time that we have gone away from Krishna is only is a flash of a second. Like you close your eyes and you open. But even that separation that we all know go through from Krishna, Krishna longs for that. That even that shouldn't happen. And sometimes, the time element, we become very hopeless about our situation. That no matter how much I am trying to engage my time properly, our conditionings are so strong that time just only we regret only after wasting certain amount of time that I wasted. And knowing that I don't have much time, still devotees tend to. Therefore, important thing is for us to keep hearing this, and very much in this context of how the time element is taking away. And the last paragraph, Prabhupada, he speaks about charity. Suddenly, that how you give your time, how you give your money, it's like proper investment. Where you invest your money to give to a Brahmana or a half Brahmana or a realized Brahmana or a devotee, the money is utilized accordingly. And then Prabhupada says time is also more important than money. Money can get it back, but time we can't get it back. And time if you give to proper person, proper investment, proper place, then the returns will be timeless. We'll go into the timeless zone. And for devotees, more important than managing time is managing our energy. Because time element is the same, 24 hours. Why we are not able to utilize that 24 hours? Because our energy is many times wasted in wrong things. And also the time is there, we don't have the energy to chant, energy to serve, energy to focus. So therefore they call it as, nowadays called as, it is not time management, it is energy management. That if your energy is not there, desire is not there, enthusiasm is not there, then although time will be there, you will not pick up the aspect. Therefore, the energy and the enthusiasm of the devotees that should be properly utilized. And one thing this is called as that we many times even in meetings in our own individual life, many of the time our energy is wasted in trivial things that are not that important. And it said that some usually meetings when they start, everybody is energetic. Okay, we should discuss. But over once something, how big should be the pandal or what should be the menu? That's an important concern. But if all the energy is gone in that, then whatever the next of the agenda points, जिसके पास भी energy बचा है, he kind of decides everything, and everybody is just drained out to make any proper decisions about other things. Or in normal sense, sometimes about our tilak or what to wear or things like that. We spend more time that is needed in that trivial things, and then for important things like serving, sitting for the class, chanting, we start to not have the energy. Time had, but energy need, because we lost our energy in these things. So one that thing that devotees should be conscious is that how are we spending our energy of the day based on how much we have, and to also understand the energy of the day, so and accordingly do the activities. Like the morning energy is very good for chanting. Therefore, best to hear and chant in the morning. And daytime is good for doing some activity. In the day, if you try to read, very difficult. And evening time, discussing with devotees or say preaching or again reading something, hearing something, which is important. So this is one of my favorite bhajans. First time I really got a fond liking for this is when I had gone to Vrindavan or Navadvip, and in one of the matas, Gaudiya mats, one brahmachari was sweeping the floor, and as he sweeping the floor, he was singing this beautiful bhajan. And I still remember the tone in which he was singing, and that line, that stanza, just caught me. And that line was Jivana Nitya Jano He Sar Tahe Nana Vida Vipada Bhar. That the essence of this world, essence of this life is, it is anitya, it is ashashvatam. Krishna explains in the Gita, Dukkalayam ashashvatam. And so when a devotee more and more he realizes that how my time is temporary, he'll be able to take. Another understanding of that was Dukkalayam ashashvatam. Dukkala is a place of misery. Why? Because things are constantly changing. But another explanation, which is important for us to understand, is that this place, this world, material world, is a place called as Dukkha Alaya. What is Alaya? Temple. Or temple, or where something is worshipped, something is celebrated. This world Krishna calls as Dukkhalaya because this is a place of temple of misery. Temple of misery. Meaning that this is the material world where misery is celebrated. Misery is worshipped. In the sense that people spend more time on negative thinking, negative aspects of their life, they're not positive. How do you know what you celebrate? What you focus on? Or where you spend time, that's what is called as worship. So people worship in this world their problems. That's the tendency, that's the conditioning we have. To worship our problems, not glorify them, but keep staying there. But not knowing that they are actually ashashvata. Therefore, Krishna is actually giving us hope. He is not minimizing. He is saying that understanding that the life's problems are temporary. What is so heavy here? This is called as, in the psychological terms, affective forecasting. When some problem happens, we forecast it to be a disaster. But usually after a few days after that forecast is wrong, like meteorology, weather forecast. What you consider that without this, like I remember my grandfather when he had a fracture, he could not move. He said that give me poison, I want to die. Because his whole paradigm was shattered, he cannot move now. But after 2-3 months when I went, he had accepted that pain, that kind of thing. Now that particular thing, as it was hurting him, but it was not as painful as it was. So therefore they say in happiness there is adaptation, hedonic adaptation. People get adapted to a particular status of life, particular type of eatable, and it doesn't give any more happiness. With misery it is, they hype up things, but eventually things are not that trouble. Like you lose some marks, you lose some relationship. So therefore devotees, we should not be a worship, dukkha. Don't be worshippers of problems. Even in a community, many times we keep worshipping a devotee's problem. इसके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है. Yes, we need to be concerned about a problem, but focus more on the solution. So we'll sing this beautiful version, which is also about the time factor, how the early morning Mahaprabhu requests everyone how we should, be utilizing our time. So let's, in between, if need be, I just add few words. Udilo aruna urabhavage vijamani ajage. Udilo aruna urabhavage vijamani gora amani jage. Udilo aruna urabhavage vijamani gora amani jage. Bhagat samuha loiya sate gela nagar gane. Bhagat samuha loiya sate gela nagar gane. Tathai tathai badala ko gana gana tahe jane ro. Tathai tathai badala ko gana gana tahe jane ro. Prema dhala sunara anga charane nupur gaje. Mukunda madhava yadava bole na bolo re varana boli. Mukunda madhava yadava bole na bolo re varana boli. Viche vidhavashe gelo re rakhi divasa shari rasare. Viche vidhavashe gelo re rakhi divasa shari rasare. Hemana durlabha manava devo paiya ki koro bhavana keho. Hemana durlabha manava devo paiya ki koro bhavana keho. Eve navajire yashoda suta charame ko Urita tapana urine oskar dinagelo boli roinde vyasta. Urita tapana urine oskar dinagelo boli roinde vyasta. Kare ke nanego alasa hobi na bajar daya raje. Hoye pe alasa hoye bajar daya raje. Jivana nitya jana vesat tahe nana vidari pradhaga. Jivana nitya jana Satya Marudana Avidyati Mira Tapana Rupe Vidagana Virage Avidyati Mira Tapana Rupe Vidagana Krishna Nam Sudha Gauriyapan Jurao Bhagati Vinodakan Krishna Nam Sudha Gauriyapan Jurao Bhagati Vinodakan Nama Vina Kichu Nami Goa Soda Bhuvana This is a beautiful bhajan. Really devotees should sing this every morning as we are waking up, and I used to do that. Still I do. Most of the time when I'm conscious that I do this bhajan. Sometimes I forget, but that very beautiful tips also for managing our time. Thakur gives in this bhajan as he is singing how Lord Gauranga, he wakes up early in the morning. Udilo Aruna Pura Bhavana. As soon as the sun rays are coming up, the Brahma Muhurta time, the Lord wakes up and all the devotees are eager to go out on the streets to chant. And their morning Suprabhat Kirtan. Some temples went through that. And there was morning 7 o'clock they go out singing and chanting. So how beautiful Lord Gauranga's body is explained. Prem, love is the Sona on your tongue, please take names of Lord Krishna. Otherwise, Viche Nida Bhashe. In the night, in Nidra, our time is going, our time is going in Divasa Sharira Sache, in decorating the body. So the whole day's activities, Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarizes as it is Sharira Sache. शरीर को हम बस सच रहे हैं. And whatever we are doing ultimately comes to that materially. But instead of just doing Sharira Saja, know the importance of Emana Durlabha Manava Devo. Ahinya ki koro bhavana ki ho. Yashoda Suta. Because Charama means death. Death is going to come, don't be lazy. Charama Holi Birlaji. As this verse says, same verse. Odita Tapana Hoile Asta. That Dina Galo Boli Hoile Vyasta. That, there will be heat. Tapana Hoile Asta. There will be, the passion will take over. But still we are taking up so much burdens on our head, and you are not giving Nama Ashre Kuri Jatana. Jatana means effort. Are we putting effort and energy? As I said, it is not time management, it is energy. Are we putting energy into our chanting? No, we try to save our energy for other things, or we spend in other things energy. Ashray kori, jatane kori. Please put your jatana, your inner effort in taking shelter of the holy name. Takaha apana kaji. That's your real business. Real business of devotees is to, as Prabhupada used to say about his father, it seemed that his real business was his bhajan, to worship Krishna. Just to maintain his livelihood, he was doing. Whereas a good formula is that your work time is 8 hours, you put your full energy to it. But rest of the time, you ensure that you know what is going to be on balance. Jivera Kalyana Sadhana. The holy name has come to make our life auspicious. It is the most sweet name. Avidya Timira Tapana Rupe. Otherwise, this Avidya fish, Timingala, it is going to devour us, it's going to burn us, it is going to take our hearts. Therefore, let the holy name be resounded. Like recently, I heard a devotee. He was in coma, but he was so used to chanting that his hands were still moving, even in coma. And that should be our unconscious shelter that we take. That his devotee's hands were still moving as even though he was in coma. And the moment he came little conscious, Hare Krishna was coming from his mouth. That what a blessed life. Krishna Nama Sudha Kuryapan, Jurao Bhakati Gurunapra. Knowing that the holy name is the sweetest, please drink this. And Na Vina Kichu Nahi Kora. Except taking shelter of the holy name, there is no other work for you. So let's be conscious of time, let's be conscious of holy name, and utilize our time in hearing and chanting. As Prabhupada requests us here, and Shukadev Goswami is wakening us up on by this process. Grantrashman Bhavati, Shijana Sudha, Sudha, Sida.
Correct, so thank you for that class. We are understanding time here and Prabhupada quoted about charity. Is it like when we earn something and we give him to charity, if we give high return means we are spending the time in a genuine way so that we get high return? We have to understand that.
Yes. The time that we invest with Krishna, because it is in the proper place, we are going to get. Just like somebody uses his time in serving someone, we serve the holy name, we get time in the spiritual world. It's a higher return. The returns, or if you give time to someone, some material, there is no returns on that. Or the returns are very minimal. So Prabhupada is speaking from investment perspective. That if you invest your time with Krishna, that's the best use of time because you're going to get unlimited returns of spiritual time in the spiritual world. Okay. So, beautiful example. Time as money, and how money invested in the right place can actually give more returns. Time invested in the wrong place can give less returns. Same way, money invested in the wrong place. Same way, time invested in the right places can give us very good returns. Beautiful example, Prabhupada. Okay. Thank you very much. Seek all of your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is wonderfully explained, the time along with energy management. So let us thank Prabhuji by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,